once again. Well, let's just say my mind has decided to come up with another golf course in Minecraft. This time, it's an 18-holer. So we're going to start off as we did with the last one, checking out the pro shop, the lodge, the hall of records, which have been improved a little bit. But that's going to be brief because we want to get out to the course because we do have 18 holes to deal with. So you got this first one, a very nice par 3 where you have to hit over the water. Change the flagpoles a little bit. And there is a good reason for that because let's just say some of them get a little bit, they intersect a bit. But now we come to the next part. I decided to call this one Oasis for good reasons because it's a combination of desert and wetlands and all that. You saw the second hole, pretty simple out in the desert. Here we got hole 3. Kind of the same nature as number 2, except the green is a little bit elevated, so your second shot has to be a little bit more precise. Then we get to some of the more trickier ones. Here we have hole 4. This is actually going to be a par 4 because of this uphill slope. Getting up there, it's going to make it even harder, especially if you get trapped on the hill with that second shot. You got to take it lightly, otherwise you're going to fly over. Luckily, no water, so no issue there. Then we come to our par 5 here. Extremely long series of hills, but you have a large green to deal with, so that's fine. Come to hole 6. You have 2 options here. You go around, or you can try to go over the hill and hope to find your arrow wherever it may land. Either way works, either way will pay off eventually. Now we come to an interesting one, hole 7. Using what I have been given with my world, I decided to take advantage of this cave structure, make a nice little dogleg left through the cave, and out onto this green where you have to be careful you don't overshoot it. It's actually a pretty beautiful sight. Then it's up the stairs to hole number 8. This one is a par 4 because really after this point it just goes downhill, and wherever you land it, it's just going to be pretty much simple. Actually, your first shot, it's like if you go over the hill, it's like you'll be able to find it pretty simple if you don't aim towards the water. Then we come to hole 9. This one is a par 3, but it's a long par 3 because of the fact it's going downhill from where the tee box is. But it's pretty simple. Now that I've shown you the front 9, let's actually move on over to the back 9. And this is where it got really interesting, because I needed to figure out, it's like, okay, getting 1-9 is easy from the clubhouse, circle around back to the clubhouse. But how do I do it a second time with what I've been given? It actually took a couple different solutions, but I found the best one here. We start with number 10. Another over-the-water par 3, but a much more difficult one. Because you have the options of using the islands to lay up on the first, or try to go for it. You do have ice on the back, but I wouldn't actually recommend that. Actually, I haven't really gone that far. Hole 11, another par 3, but this one also is difficult. Because I have kept the trees that were over here to make the shot a lot more harder. Because again, it's like you could try to make that shortcut, but you're most likely going to end up at that tree. But actually, I do believe I got a birdie on it at one point, but I'd rather not get into that. So then we have hole 12 here. And you have a couple options. You can shortcut over the water for a better shot. Or you can pretty much go around and try to maneuver with all the trees that are here. But pretty much the green is straightforward. As long as you get a shot that's out in the open. Now we come to hole 13. This is a unique par 4. It's like you have the water on the right and it just slowly veers over to the left. You gotta be aware of the trees. But if your first shot is nice, then your second shot will be actually pretty spot on. Now we come to hole 14 here. Another par 4. This one you have to basically go through this narrow slot because the green will be along this path. You do that, it's pretty much going to be an easy shot. It's very nice. Now comes the part that's a little bit tricky. It's like, you come up here to the tee box, you think it's going that way, but no, you actually have to turn around. This is the only par 5 on the back 9. Because your first shot, you can't go powerful because it's a dogleg left and it's straight the rest of the way. It's probably going to take you at least 3 shots to get over there. Then next one is hole 16 here. A good view of the bracket that I made. And this par 4 is the hardest on the course because your first shot, it's like you might end up landing on the hill. And that second shot, if you're on that hill, is going to be very hard to do. Because it's like if you overpower it, you're going in the water. So now, as the sun is setting, we come over to 17. This is another one of those long par 3s because it's completely downhill. And I did not do this at all. This crater was actually here when I was going around the course, and I figured that looks like a good spot to make a green, so that's what I did. Now the final hole, hole 18, is a par 4. You notice the gold block there? It's to help anybody that hasn't been out here to make sure it's like, you want to be going for the gold flag stick on this one because the hole 9 is next to it. But really, it's a spectacular sight to see. It's like, because that first shot, it's like you either can lay up or try to go over it. You'll most likely go over the water. And it just wraps up right there. And the cart paths are pretty much help you, guide you on your way to every hole, get you back to the clubhouse and the station that'll take me to other locations in my world. But I figured let's do what we did the last time and end with an overhead shot. And honestly, this is spectacular. It's like you can just see lit up the entire course, and I had to make sure it stayed like that because like I had a hard time doing it in one day. But yeah, really proud of my work on this one. If something else comes up, who knows?